What if the most terrifying monsters are not the ones hiding in the shadows, but the ones who smile right in front of us? He was known in his neighborhood as the friendly man who threw big parties and enjoyed helping the community. People trusted him. He knew how to make everyone feel safe. His name was John Wayne Gacy. 2 neighbors. He was a business owner, well-connected, always smiling. He donated to local events, helped schools, even met public figures. But behind that perfect image, he was living a double life darker than night itself. At children's hospitals and charity gatherings, he dressed as a clown. He called one of his clown characters Pogo. People loved him because he made them laugh and forget their worries. He would hide behind paint and a bright red smile. He believed that behind a costume, no one could see his real intentions. The makeup was a mask, but his real mask was his personality. His charm was not just natural, it was strategic. He knew exactly how to appear trustworthy. He knew how to talk, how to manipulate, and how to mislead. No one imagined that behind the smile, there was something wrong. Gacy ran a construction business and hired teenagers from the neighborhood. Parents trusted him with their kids. He blended into the community like a harmless citizen. But when some boys went missing, families began to worry. At first, authorities thought the disappearances were unrelated. Gacy always had an answer ready, a story prepared. He talked his way out of every suspicion. Months passed, then years, and patterns started forming. Each disappearance had a strange connection to Gacy. Still, he insisted he had nothing to do with anything. People believed him because he was convincing, because he looked normal, because danger didn't look like him, until a teenager named Robert vanished after going to Gacy's business. He was seen for the last time entering a car that looked like Gacy's. That was the first loose thread in Gacy's carefully woven web of lies. Investigators arrived at his house to ask questions. Something in his behavior shifted when he realized they weren't going away. He laughed, joked, offered them coffee to confident. Police noticed a strange odor inside his house. Gacy had an explanation for everything, but the eyes of the investigators saw a crack in his facade. They started watching him closely. Days turned into surveillance. Officers camped outside his house. Gacy pretended not to care. He even brought them breakfast, trying to appear innocent. He believed he was smarter than everyone. He believed no one could ever touch him. But pressure makes even the strongest masks start to crack. He grew nervous, forgetful, careless. He began talking too much. Words spilled out that he could no longer control. Investigators received permission to search his house. They walked through halls that felt strangely silent. Each step echoed like the heartbeat of the truth. In the crawl space under the house, they made a horrifying discovery. Gacy was taken into custody. The community was in disbelief. The friendly neighbor, the clown, the smiling volunteer was not who they thought. Reporters asked how he could live normally with so many secrets. He answered with chilling calmness, "I'm not responsible for anything." People realized they had been tricked by someone wearing a human mask. He was not a monster from Nightmare Sea, was an everyday man. Someone you'd never suspect, someone you'd trust. In court, he sat expressionless. He watched the room as if none of it involved him. He used humor, jokes, anything to appear harmless. But the truth was already out. The jury didn't see a clown. They saw what was hiding behind the paint. They saw the manipulation. They saw the lie. His life of illusions had come to an end. He was eventually transferred to a correctional facility. People wondered if he ever felt remorse. He said he was innocent until the last day. Even behind bars, he kept the same smile. He painted pictures of clowns' bright colors, twisted smiles. Collectors bought them, drawn to the chilling irony. Some said the paintings carried a strange energy. Others said they were a reminder of something darker, that evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it wears a costume. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it shakes your hand. The world would never forget the man who hid behind a clown mask. John Wayne Gacy was not a story about fear. He was a story about deception. A reminder that danger can hide behind normal, behind polite, behind friendly, and sometimes behind a painted smile.